The U.S. Navy's largest and technologically most sophisticated class of guided missile destroyers, the Zumwalt-class warship, will see some major changes. The class has 3 warships: USS Zumwalt, USS Michael Monsoor, and USS Lyndon B. Johnson. The USS Zumwalt was commissioned in October 2016. The follow-on ship, the USS Michael Monsoor, DDG-1001, was commissioned in January 2019, and the third ship of the class, the future USS Lyndon B. Johnson, DDG-1002, christened in April 19, is slated to be commissioned in 2021. Zumwalt features a unique wave-piercing tumble-home hull that brings stealth to a major warship. It features all-electric propulsion and uses extensive automation. Importantly, the system generates 58 megawatts of additional reserve power, which allows the legroom for future upgrades, like integrating laser weapons and railguns. While the warship has a lot of features, Zumwalt's combat role has long been a point of contention. The class, which was initially designed for the land attack role, has seen changes that enable it to carry out anti-surface warfare missions. New developments indicate that it could have the ability to undertake diverse assignments. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how the U.S. Navy plans to turn Zumwalt-class stealth destroyers into terrifying warships with 3 important enhancements. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder. If you are, like us, fascinated by military vehicles and technology, I recommend you give War Thunder a try. It's a military vehicle combat game which you can download and play for free on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. It has a huge variety of more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s, which you can take to battle on land, in the air, and at sea on more than 80 theaters of war. War Thunder's been kind enough to offer all Defense Updates viewers a special bonus, which will grant you a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account time for registering using our link in the description below. So take the plunge and join more than 20 million players from around the world. Zumwalt-class destroyer was designed as multi-mission stealth ships with a focus on land attack. Initially, there was a plan to build 32 of them. Each of these warships was supposed to be fitted with 2 155mm advanced gun systems, each capable of engaging targets with precision-guided shells at ranges up to 60 miles, or 95 kilometers. During wartime, the ships of this class were supposed to get close to the enemy's coastline and target their tactical assets, clearing the way for amphibious assault. But the ship ran into technical difficulties and very high cost overruns. The U.S. Navy had to ultimately curtail the count from 32 to only 3. The Long-Range Land Attack Projectile, or LRLAP, the precision-guided shell that would arm the ship's guns, saw cost escalation from $50,000 a round to $800,000. The U.S. Navy, for this reason, canceled LRLAP, but pushed ahead to complete the 3 ships. The ships will now see 3 changes to enhance its combat capability. Zumwalt was supposed to have a very advanced, integrated, active electronically scanned array search and tracking radar system. The Dual Band Radar, DBR, utilizes a multi-tier dual band tracker which consists of local X-band tracker, which is the ANSPY 3, a local S-band tracker, which is the ANSPY 4, and a central tracker. The X-band tracker is optimized for low latency to support its mission of providing defense against fast, low-flying missiles, while the S-band tracker is optimized for large area coverage. The central tracker is designed to merge the 2 signals to provide unprecedented situational awareness. But in 2010, the Pentagon made the decision to eliminate the ANSPY 4, the larger of the 2 radar arrays. This was one of many cost-cutting measures that degraded the ship's overall capabilities. Instead, a software was added to work with the ANSPY 3 to allow it to perform the volume search function as well. Though with this, ANSPY 3 could cover some of the ANSPY 4's tasks, it has nowhere near the performance that was supposed to come from the two radars operating in tandem. U.S. Navy is in the process of exploring options to replace Raytheon's ANSPY 3 radar on 3 Zumwalt-class destroyers. ANSPY 6 V3, ANSPY 6 V4, and ANSPY 7 V1 are some of the options that could be chosen. These will enhance the Zumwalt class's capabilities significantly. According to U.S. Naval Institute News, the House of Representatives 2021 defense budget will carry a provision ordering the Navy to begin integration of Conventional Prompt Global Strike (CPS) onto the Zumwalt-class destroyer by 2021. CPS is a United States military effort to develop a system that can deliver a precision-guided conventional weapon airstrike anywhere in the world within 1 hour, in a similar manner to nuclear ICBM. Such a weapon would allow the United States to respond far more swiftly to rapidly emerging threats than is possible with conventional forces. CPS will essentially be a hypersonic weapon system that travels at speeds in excess of Mach 5. Viewers may note that the U.S. Navy was put in charge of developing a common hypersonic glide body that will ultimately serve as a conventional prompt global strike weapon for the joint force, providing an alternative to nuclear weapons for strategic retaliatory strikes. CPS was originally designed to deploy aboard U.S. Navy submarines, but they're now in line to be deployed to the Zumwalt warships. This will give the warships a strategic role. The most important aspect of CPS will be its speed. The speed would give air defenses very little time to detect and fire interceptors. Current air defense systems can defend against subsonic missiles reliably and are effective against supersonic missiles to an extent, but against hypersonic missiles, they will fail. So essentially, the Zumwalt-class destroyers will have a knockout weapon. A pair of 30mm Bushmaster II cannons are now installed on the U.S. Navy's first-in-class USS Zumwalt. The ship has fired the weapons for the first time in a test recently. Zumwalt conducted what the U.S. Navy stated was a structural test fire of the two Mark 46 Mod 2 gun weapon systems, GWS. These guns, fitted instead of two larger 57mm guns, are one of several controversial changes to the destroyer's armament. They're mounted on top of the ship's helicopter hangar toward the stern. A single Mark 44 Bushmaster II automatic cannon is contained in the Mark 46 Mod 2 is a remotely operated turret. The operators use control consoles within the ship to aim the weapon by way of visual, low light level, and infrared video cameras, as well as built-in laser rangefinder inside the turret. These gun systems, versions of which are found on San Antonio-class landing platform docks and littoral combat ships, LCS, equipped with the Surface Warfare Mission Package, are intended primarily for close-in defense against smaller surface threats, such as small boat swarms. During the late 1990s, the U.S. Navy understood that cruisers and destroyers would be vulnerable to attacks in shallow coastal waters. Large warships, like cruisers and destroyers, are designed for open ocean warfare, and not for shallow water, where they can be targeted by high-speed boats, missile-firing fast attack craft, small submarines, sea mines, and land and air-launch anti-ship missiles. While the threat that small boats pose to major warships has been apparent for some time, the Pentagon's Millennium Challenge 2002 exercise brought the issue to mainstream attention. In that controversial exercise, small, fast boats carrying suicide payloads inflicted heavy damage on U.S. naval forces. With the two Mark 46 Mod 2 gun weapon systems, the warship would be able to counter these kind of attacks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.